For years, the strategy seemed simple: hire more people, expand operations, open new locations, increase production, and keep growing. America's largest employers built massive workforces around this model. Retail giants hired hundreds of thousands of workers. Technology companies expanded rapidly. Logistics companies added employees at record rates. Healthcare organizations grew larger. Manufacturers increased capacity. Growth was the priority, and more employees often meant more growth. But something has changed. Across the United States, many of the country's largest employers are taking a different approach. They're still hiring in many cases, they're still investing, and they're still growing, but they're changing course. The mindset that dominated much of the past decade is evolving, and the reason has less to do with any one company and more to do with how the business environment itself is changing. Today, America's largest employers are operating in a world that feels very different from the one they were planning for just a few years ago. Consumer behavior is changing, technology is changing, economic conditions are changing, and businesses are adjusting accordingly. The first reason companies are changing course is uncertainty. For decades, business leaders relied heavily on forecasts. They projected consumer demand, estimated future growth, and built hiring plans around those expectations. Today, forecasting has become much harder. Consumers are spending differently. Market conditions shift quickly. Technology is disrupting industries at an accelerating pace, and executives have learned that unexpected events can emerge almost overnight. As a result, many employers are becoming more cautious. They're not necessarily shrinking, but they are becoming more selective. Every hiring decision is being examined more carefully. Every expansion plan is being reviewed more closely. Flexibility has become more valuable than aggressive growth. Another major reason is productivity. For years, many businesses solved problems by adding more employees. Need more output? Hire more people. Need faster growth? Expand the workforce. Today, companies are asking a different question: can we become more productive instead? Executives are increasingly focused on efficiency. They're investing in better systems, improving workflows, reducing bottlenecks, and finding ways to help employees accomplish more. This shift is visible across industries. Businesses are becoming less focused on workforce size and more focused on workforce effectiveness. The goal isn't simply having more employees, the goal is getting better results. Technology is playing a major role in this transformation. New tools are changing how work gets done, automation is handling repetitive tasks, software is improving coordination, digital systems are streamlining operations. Technology isn't replacing entire workforces, but it is changing how businesses think about staffing. Many employers no longer assume that growth automatically requires proportional increases in headcount. That represents a significant shift from previous decades. Companies are learning that technology can help them scale differently. Consumer behavior is also influencing corporate decisions. Today's consumers are less predictable than they once were. People switch brands more easily, compare prices constantly, and adjust spending habits quickly. Businesses understand that demand can change rapidly. As a result, they want more flexibility. They don't want cost structures that are difficult to adjust. They want organizations capable of responding quickly when market conditions shift. That desire for adaptability is changing how employers approach hiring and expansion. Another factor is cost. Labor remains one of the largest expenses for many businesses. At the same time, companies face pressure to maintain profitability. Investors are paying closer attention to efficiency. Shareholders want sustainable growth. Executives are under pressure to manage costs carefully. This doesn't mean companies are avoiding hiring altogether. Many industries still face labor shortages, many businesses still need workers. But employers are becoming more strategic. They're hiring where growth opportunities are strongest, they're investing where returns appear most attractive, and they're avoiding expansion simply for the sake of expansion. The rise of remote and hybrid work has contributed to this shift as well. Many businesses discovered they could operate differently than they had in the past. Teams became more distributed, work became more flexible. and organizations learned that productivity doesn't always depend on physical presence. This experience changed how many employers think about workforce planning. The traditional relationship between growth and hiring became less straightforward. Companies started focusing more on outcomes and less on workforce size alone. Perhaps the biggest reason America's largest employers are changing course is that priorities are changing. For years, growth often dominated corporate decision-making. Today, resilience is becoming just as important. Businesses want stronger balance sheets, more flexibility, better efficiency, and greater adaptability. The focus is shifting from maximizing growth to managing uncertainty. That doesn't sound exciting, but it may be one of the most important changes happening in business today. You can see this shift in earnings calls. Executives frequently talk about discipline, efficiency, productivity, operational excellence, and long-term sustainability. These themes appear again and again, not because growth no longer matters, but because businesses recognize that growth without stability can create problems. The strongest companies aren't necessarily the fastest-growing companies. Increasingly, they're the companies best prepared for changing conditions. What's fascinating is that this trend is appearing across multiple industries at the same time. Retailers are adjusting, technology companies are adjusting, manufacturers are adjusting, financial firms are adjusting, healthcare organizations are adjusting. Different industries face different challenges, yet many are arriving at similar conclusions. The future looks less predictable, and flexibility matters more than ever. That realization is shaping corporate strategy across America. So why are America's largest employers changing course? Because the environment around them has changed. Economic conditions are harder to forecast. Consumers are behaving differently. Technology is transforming work. Investors are demanding efficiency. And uncertainty has become a permanent feature of business. The old strategy of simply hiring more people and expanding aggressively is no longer enough. Companies want something more valuable: the ability to adapt, the ability to remain productive, and the ability to thrive regardless of what happens next. That's why America's largest employers are changing course. They're not abandoning growth, they're redefining it, focusing less on getting bigger and more on getting stronger. Because in today's economy, resilience may be the most important competitive advantage of all. And the companies that understand that reality first may be the ones best positioned for the future.